commuting on my way into Artsmith, and just figured I would do a quick commuting video. The other day someone asked me about blogging and ideas on how to create content ideas for blogs, because we've all had those times when we know we should be writing for our blog, we know that we should be creating content, but we hit writer's block, and that is a serious struggle to overcome. So I'm just going to give you some ideas, some tips, tactics or strategies of how to set yourself up so you don't necessarily run into this writer's block. We all have the times when we're uninspired to write, but at least this way you can have a list of content ideas, and maybe you don't use that idea specifically, but it'll roll into another idea that you may end up using. So that's what I'm going to talk about during my commute in this morning. So first and foremost, when you started your blog, or maybe not, but I always suggest it whenever you start a blog, to think about a couple different general topics. With Artsmith Media, we're a web agency, so luckily we have a variety of things that we focus on. We use Drupal as our content management system, which if you're curious more about Drupal, you can either check out our blog, or of course you can email me. So Drupal is one of our generalized topics. Of course, I like to write about social media and using it for business and things like that. Our art director, she likes to write about design and marketing and advertising, color theory, things like that. So her general topic is design. We also talk about, because we are a startup and you know, kind of a smaller to medium-sized business, SMB, there we go. We like to talk about business development and, you know, lessons we've learned along the way, things like that. So these are, you know, just a few of our general overarching topics that we talk about. So for your industry, think about some of those like 3 to 5 broad topics that you could be writing about. Here, I'm going to do a little bit of camera shift. Ooh, there we go. Sorry about that. So think about the general topics that you could be talking about, and then almost like an outline, use those as your main points, and then use bullet points or just a list or whatever, and create subtopics underneath of all of that. So under Drupal, one question we would get all the time is, why do you use Drupal and not something like WordPress? So we wrote a blog article about that. That is one of those subtopic points. Also, you know, why or how much should a website cost? That is a Drupal related and a business related question. As far as design, we talked about art or color theory, and, you know, marketing and ads and different types of ads that might work, left brain versus right brain, things like that. You know, and of course with social media, what should you be using for your business, and, you know, kind of how to start your blog and things like that. Those are all subtopics under the broad topic. The subtopics are the titles, if you will, of your blog posts. So that can help you kind of keep organized and keep a variety of different blog posts in your blog. So that's one strategy that I use, is use general topics, then create subtopics, and use those subtopics as your blog inspiration. But like I said, you might, you know, have a list of subtopics there, and you're just really feeling uninspired by those. Don't be afraid to you know, use those as a brainstorming, as a kind of a start to roll into new ideas. So I'm always adding to that list. I have probably 3 spreadsheets in Google Docs right now of blog ideas. So, you know, continually add to that list. So that's one strategy. Another strategy is to look honestly at what your competition's writing about. If you're scrolling through your competition and you see that they have an opinion about something, if you agree or disagree, either way is okay. But look at what your competition is writing about and see if maybe you can be writing something with similar topics in mind. I'm not saying copy, you know, exactly what they're saying, but, you know, if they're writing it for their clientele, and if you have similar clients, then, or a target audience, then, you know, that may be something that you want to look into. Let's see, speaking of opinion, opinions. Of course, you can write opinion pieces if there's a new product or a new service or some new, I don't know, news in your industry that comes out. You can write an opinion if you think that this is an improvement, or if it's not necessarily an improvement, or if you think that you know, it was better how it was, you know, whatever the case may be. If there's some kind of new thing going on in your industry, I would suggest, you know, looking into writing a blog article about it. It'll show not only that you keep current with the information, but it also show that you're honest and that you have your own thoughts and things like that. So opinion pieces, let's see, looking at your competition, using kind of an outline strategy. Oh, here's another one. Frequently asked questions. That's one that I like to use whenever people come to me. They're like, I'm completely out of ideas. Well, think about the top 3 to 5 questions, even 10 questions that you get from clients or potential clients on a regular basis. They're asking these questions, but you may be surprised that there are a lot, or there are many more people who are wondering the same thing. So if 5 people ask you, you know, how much should it cost for a website, or why are you using Drupal? Those are the reasons why we wrote those blog posts, because people were asking those questions. And like I said, if 5 people ask, there's probably 20 other people who want to know but haven't asked. So take your frequently asked questions and address them in blog posts. If you want, you can do a series, and you can call it your frequently asked questions series, and you can answer each of those frequently asked questions. So just another thought for, you know, I'm completely out of ideas, what do I do? Answer your frequently asked questions. There's also the idea that if you haven't already, talk about kind of why you're in the business you're in. Why did you maybe start your own business, or how did you get to where you are? So more personal blog posts that help personalize your company or organization. Sometimes companies come off as very kind of stale, kind of stagnant, kind of stoic, just very business mindset. And sometimes people want to know more about you, because that might give them insight as to why you're in this business. Are you really passionate about it, or is it a paycheck? Is it something that you know, that you have a lot of experience in, and you thought that you could do this better yourself, or, you know, is this something that you know, was passed down generation to generation, something like that. So, you know, those kind of pieces are very interesting to your readers. So those are a couple of different ideas on what kind of content to be pushing out there. Oh, last but not least, one more would be look at your Google Analytics. I can't remember the link right now. I'll try and provide it, the instructions to find it. Josh is actually really good at this, but he'll look up keywords that people use to land on our page. I know that a couple of basic keywords, keywords will show up whenever you first log into your Google Analytics. It's on the dashboard in the center bottom. I'm a visual person, and you know, it'll tell us some keywords of, you know, how they got to our site. So usually it's your company name, your location. Sometimes it's other keywords that relate to your business. So, you know, maybe they typed in Drupal Web Agency, Norfolk, Virginia, and that's how they came to our website. Whatever the case may be, whatever you find is the keywords that people are using to either get to your site, or they're using in your industry, use those keywords to create blog posts, because that's what they're searching for. And if they find a blog post based on whatever, you know, that keyword is, and they click on it, then they're going to end up on your website. They're going to read through, hopefully they're going to like what they see, click through a few times, and that, you know, could lead to either a lead, a potential potential client, potential project, you know, or something of that nature. So that's another suggestion, is use keyword searches to come up with a list of potential blog posts. So, alright, well, I am almost in downtown Norfolk. I'm off of 264, so I'm gonna hop off here for now. If you have any questions about blogging, or if you just want to sit down and chat, you can always email me. It's ciarafischer@artsmithmedia.com. And if you're local to the downtown Norfolk area or Virginia Beach or whatnot, you know, and you just want to sit down and chat about social media, I'd be more than happy to, or blogging or anything like that. So feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Hopefully this helped you think of some new strategies, though, to boost your blogging. And if you want to post, you know, hey, check out my blog, I used your strategies, anything like that, by all means, please do. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.